Familiar highways, line with leaves turn brown, making my way back into my hometown. Funny how this all looks different.
Good afternoon, church, or maybe evening. It depends on when you catch this on social media, but my hope is that you do catch it today. So we're going to dive into the study, but just really quickly, I want you to do me a favor. It's Thanksgiving Eve, so tomorrow's Thanksgiving. I don't want you to go to the store and shop tonight. I just want you to hang out with your family. But do me a favor, I want you, whatever smart device you have, whatever smart speaker, whether it's Siri or Alexa or whatever, I want you to ask them to play the Thanksgiving song by Ben Rector. And I just want you to listen to the words of the song. It's really cool, and maybe as those kind of words are echoing in your mind, I just want to read from Psalm 16, verses 5 through 6, and it says this: "The Lord is my chosen portion and my cup. You hold my lot." And then it goes on to say in verse 6, "The lines have fallen for me in pleasant places." Listen, this is now week 4, like we've done three weeks. Verl's devotion last week was incredible. This series is about finding rest in a restless world, and we've given you some steps to help find that rest, but today I want to give you the key that's going to unlock the door for restfulness for you. And it's a truth that's as old as time itself. Its foundation is in Genesis. And in fact, the entire Bible is about this one thing: that your heart will be restless until Jesus sits on his throne. See, what the garden was about was not perfection, although it was perfection. What the garden was really about was intimacy with God. That's what Adam and Eve had. That's really what they lost when they sinned and they chose to go against God's command, is they lost intimacy with their Creator. And all of creation has been groaning since that moment. And God loved you enough and he loved me enough that he said enough is enough, and he sent his son to die on the cross for you and I so that we could be back in relationship with him. And that's what rest is all about, is finding who we are in God. Not in what other people say about us, not in what our job performance says about us, not what our bank account says about us, not what our car says about us. Because listen, if it's about what our car says about us, I drive a car from the 1990s. It's nearly as old as I am. That's probably not a good thing. Our hearts will always be restless until they find their place in Jesus. And so listen, tomorrow's going to be crazy. I don't know if you're traveling to go see family or if you have family coming to see you. Either way, I know that it's going to be crazy. Tensions are going to be high, right? They always joke about arguments on Thanksgiving. Well, there's a reason why families argue on Thanksgiving. It's because we all get together and it's crazy. It's not like it normally is. Start your day 5 minutes. Don't forget to practice your Sabbath this week. Maybe it's on Saturday and you're still going to have family and you're like, what am I going to do? It doesn't matter. Take your Sabbath, take the break, and just be intentional over the next 2 or 3 days to put Jesus on the throne. I know that you're following him, but be intentional about giving him that place. Be intentional about focusing your heart on his heart. Be intentional about having your heart beat at the same rhythm as his heart. You know, sometimes Harper, our youngest daughter, has asthma attacks. And if we're struggling to find the inhaler, or maybe we've forgotten it, the way that we help her work through that is she sits on her dad's lap and she leans her back against my chest, and I wrap my arms around her and I just tell her, breathe with dad. And I take a deep breath in, and she, in her ragged little breaths, as asthma's attacking her lungs, takes the breath that she can take. But as we go through that process and she stops focusing on her breaths and she starts focusing on her dad's breaths, guess what happens? Her lungs slowly start to open up. Her breaths come just a little bit easier. I feel the tension ease out of her shoulders as she lays even deeper into my arms and my embrace. And as we're breathing together, I begin to pray for her. I begin to sing over her. And her heart begins to beat at the same rhythm as my heart. We have a unity and a union of purpose to calm her breathing down. And church, listen, in the craziest week of the year, Thanksgiving, Black Friday, and all of it, your Father just wants you to take a moment, lean back in, and breathe the same breath that He breathes, and find a rest and a restless soul.
Lined with leaves turn brown, making my way back into my hometown. Funny how this all looks different, but it feels the same.